Hello divine ones, this is Ashley. This week's spirit animal is the swan. The swan is known for its gracefulness and its elegance, but there's other qualities about this majestic animal that many of us may not know about. The symbol of twin flames. Ever since the twin flame epidemic has surfaced, swans have been associated with the love that's shared between two eternal flames, for the reason being that swans mate for life, and when they meet in the middle and their beaks touch, that they form a heart. But this is just the surface level of the meaning of the swans in twin flames. The white swan in alchemy is the experience in the inner world as being light-filled and inner brightness, which is often erroneously mistaken for true illumination. One aspect of the representation of swans in alchemy is of the soul's surface. Swans float on the surface of water. They do not dive in the water. They do not fly but so high. So with swans in alchemy, this represents being very shallow, represents being very surface level. Swans also represent the marriage of the opposites. Just as the masculine and the feminine, the light and the dark, so do the swans represent the alchemical marriage of the opposites. Traditionally, swans represent solitude. In many cultures, it's believed that swans are the birds of life, and it combines the element of air and water. In Chinese mythology, the swan is a symbol of yin, considered a solar bird. Christians believe that the swan is a symbol of grace and purity. It symbolizes the Virgin Mary, which is also very similar to the rose, which you can check that video out in our playlist. In Celtic folklore, swans were the symbol of love and purity. Swan is mentioned in the list of unclean birds, according to Leviticus 11:18 and Deuteronomy 14:16. Also in the biblical text meant that the Jordan, as well as the Sea of Galilee. In Hinduism, Brahma translates as supreme swan. It is also the symbol of the divine bird. Black swans. They are native to Western Australia. Until its discovery, all swans were thought to be white. In fact, it was an expression, a black swan is like a white elephant or a blue moon. In dream state, the red beak of the black swan is related to victory in battle. One great thing about the black swans in dealing with twin flames. Now, this is from the video, The Hierarchy of the Collective and the 1.4 percenters. The black swans, for as rare as they are, is very similar to the 1.4 percenters, the ones that are at the top of the pyramid. These birds represent the purification of the collective. They represent the part of the collective that is burning a lot of the karmic collective energy. They also bring in new information from the ethers and break down and process the information for the rest of the collective. In alchemy, the black swan would more so represent the stage of putrefaction, which is the process of destroying the old nature and form of the rotten bodies or matter and transmute them into new states of being. So very similar to taking old information and breaking that old information down, the old structure down, if you will. This will be the ideals of religion. This will be the ideals of society, and completely allowing that to break down, so therefore the new structure can come through, the new earth, the new Gaia. And this is the role of the black swan and those that carry the black swan energy in the collective. Dreaming of swans. If you were to dream of a swan plumaging, this represents a wealthy and happy partner is near. When dreaming of swans that cannot vocalize themselves or that cannot float properly on the surface of water, this represents the part of the collective that has been wounded. This represents the part of the human populace that has been suppressed by those in power. To dream of a wandering swan or a swan that is alone symbolizes a deep sadness or a deep loss. To dream of a flock of swans, this represents prosperity and soul family gatherment. To dream of a swan being caught represents falling victim to a lower vibrational energy, to a mindset, to be entrapped in one's own mind. Dreaming of a swan being striked by another swan represents disagreement in the collective, disagreement in family matters. To dream of a black swan and a white swan, this represents the purity and the bonding of the collective. To read more about these beautiful creatures and their representation and symbolism, please go over to www.fd11-11ministries.org. If you enjoyed this video, then give this video a thumbs up, as well as leave a comment and share if you care. All of this helps our analytics to reach more divine